Your phone is a portal to the stock market, crypto, and your financial future. But what if it's not a path to wealth? What if it's not a path to financial freedom, but a trap? You hear me right. What if it's a Ponzi scheme in a brand new digital disguise? Forsage was one of the biggest crypto investment apps in the world. It promised huge returns, powered by blockchain and smart contracts. But behind the tech buzzwords, it was nothing more than a Ponzi scheme, designed to steal over $300 million from investors across the globe. In this video, I'll break down how Forsage tricked millions, how the scam really worked, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from falling victim to the next digital Ponzi scheme. To understand the modern scams, you first have to understand the classic model. A Ponzi scheme is an investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. It's named after Charles Ponzi, who ran a scheme in the 1920s. He paid early investors with money from later investors, all while pretending he was making a legitimate profit. The whole thing is a house of cards. When the new money stops coming in, the scheme collapses. The most famous example in US history is Bernie Madoff. He ran a decades-long Ponzi scheme that cost investors tens of billions of dollars. And what was his secret? Not a complex investment strategy, but a single, powerful lie. He promised high, consistent returns and used money from new victims to pay off the old ones. We have a full video on that, where we tell the full story of Bernie Madoff. Just wait till the end of this video, and you'll see a link to the video on your screen. So let's talk about a real-life case. A scam that used the very technology we trust to steal millions from investors around the world. The Forsage crypto scheme. Forsage wasn't a bank or a brokerage firm. It was a decentralized matrix project, which sounds really sophisticated and modern. It was based on smart contracts and blockchain technology. The founders, who operated out of Russia, promoted it as a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency platform where you could earn high passive income. It was advertised heavily on social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, promising fast returns on your Bitcoin and Ethereum investments. The masterstroke of the Forsage deception was its use of these legitimate-sounding technologies. Promoters repeatedly highlighted that the platform was decentralized and run by self-executing smart contracts, which they claimed made it transparent and safe from human interference or shutdown. They even argued that since the code was public on the blockchain, it couldn't possibly be a scam. But this was a sophisticated lie. While the smart contract was indeed immutable, its unchangeable code was specifically designed to operate as a scam. All it did was automatically divert money from new investors to earlier ones. The technology wasn't creating value, it was just automating the fraud, making it seem more legitimate and unstoppable. The operation was led by four founders: Vladimir Okhotnikov, Jane Doe, known as Lola Ferrari, Mikhail Sergeyev, and Sergei Maslakov. Despite being issued cease and desist orders from regulators in both the Philippines and Montana, they continued to aggressively promote the scheme globally. They built a massive marketing network, often called the Crypto Crusaders, which included armies of social media influencers. These promoters would create flashy videos showcasing luxury cars, exotic vacations, and massive crypto balances, presenting a compelling but completely fake image of success. This strategy preyed directly on the fear of missing out, pressuring viewers to invest quickly before the opportunity was gone. Here's how it mirrored the Ponzi model we just discussed. The promise. Forsage promised investors high, consistent returns, claiming you could earn money without having to do anything. They even claimed it was impossible to lose money because it was decentralized. The system. The US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, dug into this. They found that the smart contracts were specifically coded to divert new investor funds directly to pay existing investors. It was a classic Ponzi scheme, just built on the blockchain. The money wasn't coming from investments, it was coming from the person who just joined. The pyramid. This is what made Forsage so insidious. It had a heavy reliance on a referral system. Users were incentivized and rewarded for recruiting new members. The more people you brought in, the more money you made. They were selling an investment product that was based on recruiting people, not on a real return. This dual structure made it a textbook Ponzi-Pyramid hybrid. The Ponzi element was paying out old investors with new money. The pyramid element was the business model itself. To join, a new user had to purchase a slot in a matrix, with their payment automatically funneled up to the person who recruited them and others higher in the chain. There was no real product or service being sold. The only way to make money was to recruit others who would then buy their own slots. This mathematical structure guaranteed that for the people at the top to get rich, the vast majority at the bottom of the pyramid had to lose everything they put in. The scheme raised over $340 million globally. But as with all Ponzi schemes, the money ran out and the system collapsed. The FBI and the US Department of Justice investigated, and the founders were indicted for their roles in the multi-million-dollar scam. This isn't a warning about crypto itself. It's a warning about how scams evolve. They use new, complicated technology to hide the same old lie. And without the right knowledge, it's easy to fall for it. So, how do you protect yourself from falling victim to a scam like this? The most important investment you can make is in your own financial education. Here's a checklist to use before you download that next investment app or send money to a new platform. Beyond the practical checks, you need to be aware of the emotional tactics at play. Scammers are masters of creating a sense of urgency, using phrases like limited spots available or get in on the ground floor to rush your decision-making. Be especially wary of affinity fraud, a tactic where scammers target specific communities like members of a church or a social club. They exploit the built-in trust of that group to make the scam seem more credible. If you feel intense pressure to act immediately or are being encouraged to trust someone solely based on a shared background, you should step back and be extra cautious. Check for SEC and FINRA registration. Is the company registered with the SEC or FINRA? This is the most crucial step. These regulatory bodies vet financial firms to ensure they operate legally. You can go to the SEC's website and use their search tools to see if the firm is legitimate. If you can't find them, do not invest. Research the people behind the app. Who are the founders? Do they have a verifiable public track record? Are they licensed financial professionals? If the company is run by anonymous founders or people with no credentials, that's a massive red flag. Beware of social media influence. Do not invest based on a random person's advice on TikTok or YouTube. These influencers are often paid to promote these scams. If a promoter is heavily pushing a referral code or promising guaranteed returns, walk away. Ask the hard questions. Demand transparency. If you're told their system is too complicated to understand, that's your cue to leave. Reputable platforms want you to understand how they work. There is no such thing as a guaranteed high return with zero risk. You should be able to get a clear answer to the question, how exactly are you making money? Investing is a powerful tool for building wealth, but you have to be vigilant. In the digital age, scams have evolved from a physical room with a shady person to an app in your pocket. But the core red flags remain the same. The promises are the same. The greed is the same. And the danger is just as real. The most important investment you can make is in your own education and safety. Your financial future depends on your ability to spot the trap before it springs. So, here's your call to action. Before you download any new investment app, take the steps we've outlined today to protect yourself. In the comments below, share any red flags or scam experiences you've encountered to help warn others. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content on financial safety and education. In our modern digitally connected world, the increasing number and complexity of cyber threats can be overwhelming. To effectively protect your most important data, you need specialized help. That's why you should visit us at Telarist.com. Here, our AI agents and powerful cybersecurity applications are ready to provide a complete defense for your digital life. Our cutting-edge technology excels at finding threats in real time, identifying weaknesses, and proactively stopping attacks. To begin securing your future, you can simply ask for a personalized demo or a professional consultation, and our experts will handle the rest. Don't wait for a data breach to happen. Take action now. Visit Telarist.com today to secure your digital life. Thanks for watching.